Okay, so let's try this. Let me change the stream. So the way this is gonna work is I'm gonna set things up, and then I'm gonna ask you a question, and I'm gonna finish the question with anyone should answer, and what anyone should answer means is that the first answer I see in chat is going to be what I go with, what happens. So if you guys have an idea for an answer to the question that I ask, try and get in first, right? Try and limit your answers to... what's up, Freya? Do you want to play? Do you want to get involved? Do you want to get involved, Freya? Yeah, so try and limit your thanks, Quack. Try and limit your answers to one word, and we'll see how we go. Alright, so let's try this. I'm a warrior. Is that really? Oh, that's cool. I'm a warrior seeking peace and an end to bloodshed. I'm on a pilgrimage to the temple of no gods, in the distant city of gods. My pilgrimage has brought me to the jungle of bones, a place inhabited by... let's go... the encamped army of a king who has sworn vengeance upon me. My goal is to press safely through and continue my pilgrimage. You guys play the world. Your goal is to see me to my doom instead of safely on my way. You're only allowed to directly answer my questions. Though, what? Answer my okay. So basically, you're meant to answer my direct questions. Rule number 1: only answer my question, nothing else. Number 2: if you don't already know the answer, make something up. Number 3: keep your answers short. 4: if your answer is disruptive, I'm allowed to delete it or ignore it. Otherwise, I have to go with the first answer somebody gives. Cool. Let's give it a shot. So when I make my character, I have a list here, and I choose 2 things off this list. Freya, you cannot be on here. I choose 2 things off the list. So my character. So I have my warrior, who is on his pilgrimage. I have a long knife under my shirt, and the summoning name of a ghost burned into my memory. So that's what I have. My 2 items that I am carrying with me on my long pilgrimage to the city of no gods. To this, the temple of no gods. Yep, he does that. That's the thing the Quack does. Okay. So I've been walking through the jungle of bones for weeks now. I left my lowly village behind, and I carry the hopes and dreams of my people. And they are with me, and they hope that I continue and make it through this pilgrimage, this journey. Suddenly, something warns me of an approaching danger. What warns me? Anyone should answer. This is your guys' opportunity. What warns me of an approaching danger? So I always end the question with anyone should answer. Cool. Bats. Thousands of bats. Sure. So as I'm walking through the jungle of bones, suddenly I hear a noise out in front of me. The leathery sound of flapping wings. And I look up, and I see bats. Thousands upon thousands of bats. And they're coming for me. Do I see a place to hide? Anyone should answer. I look up, and I see in front of me a hole underneath the roots of a tree. And I dive. I dive for it. These bats are coming for me. I know they'll tear the flesh from my bones if I'm not careful. I have to hide. So I dive. I dive under this hollow in the tree. I reach up and I clutch my long knife. I clutch my long knife underneath my shirt. And I ready myself. What startled the bats? What caused the bats to take flight towards me? Anyone should answer. Peering out from this hollow in the tree, I see the bats, and they're screeching, and their wings, and they fly past me in this blackness, and it blots out the slight amount of sun that comes dappling through the trees. And when it's past, I see a man walking down this path. The opposite direction to the direction that I was just walking. He's walking away from the City of Gods. Away from the Temple of No Gods. Does he see me? Anyone should answer. Yes. Of course he does. This man, who looks so weak and hobbled by age, looks up and he sees me. He sees me and his eyes lock with mine. He raises his hand in greeting. He says, "Hello, weary traveler. How is your road? How travels?" And I pull myself out from under this tree. Is the old man what he seems to be? Is he just an old man? Anyone should answer. Cool. Yeah. He hobbles down the road and we greet each other. And I ask him, "How is the road? Have you seen any threats, any evidence of the army that swears to hunt me? The king who has sworn vengeance against me? Does he know of the army? Anyone should answer. Can this man help me? He does. He does. He gestures back down the road. And he says, of course. Of course. I saw them a few days hence. They are searching, it seems. He chuckles. I would assume that's for you. And I know it is. This king, he's not a man to take a slight. And he swore vengeance against me for... Well, why did this king swear vengeance against me? What did I do to wrong him? Anyone should answer. Of course I did. Of course I did. I remember. I remember those days. Back when I was... Back when I was wandering the lands. I remember coming across his castle. Meeting his lovely wife and daughter. And the pleasures they provided. I remember that evening. One I'll never forget. But of course, a king does not forget a slight such as this. And he hunts me. Can the old man, be any more use on my journey? Does he have something that can help me? An item? Anything? And if so, what is it? Anyone should answer. He can be. Alright. The old man turns to me. And he says... Why, if you would like a travelling companion on your long road, on your pilgrimage, I would join you, if you would take me. And of course, it has been so many weeks walking this lonely road by myself. It has become the only road I've ever known. So he decides to join me. And he comes along on my journey. And we continue down the road. Does anything interrupt our journey before we come to the camp of the army? Anyone should answer. A single bat. A single bat flaps its way, obviously dragging behind the pack. And it flies its way up to me, and I hold out my arm. And he comes along, and he grabs onto the underside of my arm, and hangs there. And I think this is peculiar. It is strange to have a bird hanging from my arm. A bat hanging from my arm. And then he speaks. He says, "My name's Hubert. And I'm a talking bat. Bro, I need tips. And he joins us as well. We have 3 companions on this journey. And he follows. And we see, before too long, we see the encampment of the army stretched out before us. We see the forest cleared. We see the tents laid out and the fires and the men moving to and fro. And I know that if they see me, I'm dead. They'll kill me. Do I see another way around? Do I see a way to sneak around this encampment? Or am I have to go or am I have to gonna go through it? Anyone should answer. Okay. Sure, I can like that. As we walk through, as I look down upon the camp stretched out below us, I see people, but they're not moving. I see campfires, but they are burning low. And as I look closer, and closer, and I focus on what's happening beneath me, I see that they're not people. They're scarecrows. They've been set up to make the camp look like it's manned, but it's empty. This is my opportunity. I can get through. I can make it to the City of Goals. I can get past this army. So I step down this hill and I enter into the camp. Is the camp truly empty? Or is this something else? Anyone should answer. Cool. Cool. So as I walk through, the old man at my side, the bat hanging from my arm, we make it halfway into the camp. Does something alert me of this trap? Anyone should answer. What alerts me of the trap? Quack should answer. From inside the camp, it's eerily silent. I can hear the crackling of fires as I walk through. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, there's the ringing of metal. The scraping. It's a vicious sound. Unmistakable. I look to my left, and I see a soldier sitting at his campfire. sharpening his blade. And he stands and smiles a lazy smile and says, "My liege." He drops to one knee and bows his head, planting his sword in the ground. And he turns to look at Alfred. What does Alfred, the king I have slighted, do? Anyone should answer. Alfred pulls his blade and he goes to stab me. But I am a warrior. I'm ready. And he doesn't know about the blade, the long knife I hide under my shirt. Should we see what happens? This is the first roll we've had to make. So, the way this works, the way the fighting works, because we're gonna engage in combat with Alfred the King. I'm gonna roll 2 dice. I'm gonna roll 2d6, and we're gonna see what happens. Let's do that first. Let's see, /r 2d6. Let's see what happens. 9. Okay. Cool. So I pull my long knife from my shirt where I've hidden all this time. Even Alfred doesn't know. And Alfred stabs up with his blade towards my ribs. But I block it. I twist my knife and push it in its way. I might be able to overpower him. I might be able to overpower him. But I know that if I do that, what is the cost? I know there will be a cost. What is the cost of me overpowering Alfred? Anyone should answer. I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. I knew it. I know that I can overpower Alfred. I know it. He's the king I have slighted. He is here for my life. But in doing so, my knife, I deflect Alfred's knife. And it stabs through Hubert, taking his life. And I push Alfred away from me. I block his blade. Do I have a chance to kill him? Anyone should answer. Oh, Sarah. I'm sorry. It was definitely your guys' fault. I said something warns me of an approaching danger. What is it? And then you said bats. And then I said, what startled the bats? And it was Alfred. So Alfred was the approaching danger. I said, so the current question is, so I fought off King Alfred. I've deflected his blow and stopped him from killing me. Do I have a chance to kill the king? Anyone should answer. I do, and I see this opportunity as I push back the king, as I push him away from me. I see an opportunity, and I'm a warrior. My senses are hardened to this. I'm ready. I've trained to take advantage of any momentary opportunity or chance. So I lunge, and I stab the king. My blade enters into his chest, and he falls. Do I have a chance to win before the soldiers arrive? Do I have a chance to run before the soldiers arrive? Anyone should answer. I don't. Of course I don't. They were ready. They should have been able to stop me. But they weren't quick enough. But they're here now. And I have to fight them. I have to. I have no other option. It's the only way I'm going to make it out of here alive. Should we see how I do? Let's roll. Let's roll to see how I fare. I see an opportunity. I see an opportunity to fight free. To get my way past the guards. To escape. Do the guards back off and give me that opportunity? Anyone should answer. I'm in a jungle, Spirit. I'm in the jungle of bones. And an army of a king that I have slighted is after me. That wasn't the question I asked. I asked if the soldiers back off to give me an opportunity to escape. They hesitate. They hesitate for a moment. They are shocked. Their king is dead. He lies, slain before them. And they're shocked. And in their shock, I manage to escape. I run deeper into the camp. It's the only way I can go. They've got the exits cut off. I have to go deeper into the camp. Hopefully there, I can find an escape. I dart through tents and campfires. I hear soldiers all around me. Do they see me? Anyone should answer. course. I didn't notice it until now. But in our scuffle, the king managed to cut me. And I've been dripping blood. There's a trail behind me. And they're following me. They've caught up. I tried to duck through this tent, and it took me too long. And they're here. They've seen me. I draw my long knife and attempt to fight them. Ooh. It doesn't go well. It doesn't go well. And the soldiers, there are too many of them. 1 or 2, I could fight that off. I could win out against 1 or 2 of them. But 7? 8? I lost count at 8. I don't know how many more there are. I can't fight this many, and they're overpowering me. They might kill me here. But I remember I have the summoning name of a ghost. And I've been saving it. I've been saving this name that got burned into my memory for years. Who is the ghost? Anyone should answer. And I say the name. I say it. And I speak it. And the fire in front of me roars and leaps to hear the name. And it billows. And before me stands a man I know very well. He was my lover. Many years ago. Many moons. But he died. He died, and I could not save him. But I remembered his name. His true name. So I call it now. And he appears. And the guards, they reel back in fright. The spectral image of the man I once knew draws a sword made of fire and does battle. Does he buy me enough time to escape? Anyone should answer. No. No, of course it doesn't. There are just too many guards. The ghost fights off 5, 6, 7. I lose count at 10. But there are still so many more. There are too many guards here. And I cannot run. I draw my blade. For the third and possibly final time. If I can't escape this time, they will kill me. I'm too tired. I'm exhausted. If I can't escape now, they'll kill me. I think I might be able to overpower them, though. They've got lost, distracted. Some of them are helping or tending to the king. They don't know it's already too late for him. Some, distracted by the ghost, more roaming the camp. I've managed to distract enough of them to be able to force my way through. Do the guards die? Do I kill them, or do they submit? Anyone should answer. I kill some of them. Others submit and fall. I manage to run. But still, only deeper into the camp. Do I see an escape? Do I see a way out of the camp? Anyone should answer. Go away, World Series of Poker. I don't need your help right now. I do. I see a way out. But it's not as easy as that. As I run, I see that I need to... I see hounds blocking the way. Dogs. And I know that I could get past them, but it would need a sacrifice. I'd have to give something up. What could I sacrifice to get past these dogs? Anyone should answer. I never much liked it anyway. I was always right-handed. Swung my sword with my right hand. I have a split-second decision. I have to get past these dogs. I have to get to the city of girls. To the temple of no gods. I only have one thought in my mind about how I could do this. I'm strong. Strong enough to do this. I take my blade, my long knife, and I hack it once against my arm. Twice. A third time. And finally, it falls. I scream in pain, and blood gushes from the open wound. But the hounds smell fresh meat. Blood. And they launch themselves at my freshly severed arm. And start tearing into it. And whilst they're distracted, I manage to sneak past. I'm in so much pain. The most pain I've ever felt in my entire life, but I've made it past the camp. I've made it. I start to run. As far away as I can get from this camp, as quickly as I can. This wound will kill me if I don't stop and do something about it, but I need to be away from this camp first. Do I see a place I could rest and tend to my wounds? Anyone should answer. I do. I see a house. Small ruins. The ruins of a village, I think. Off to the side of the road. I can barely tell if I'm hallucinating at this point. It might not be real, but it's enough of a chance. I stumble off the road. Blood still pouring from my arm. I'm feeling lightheaded now. I've lost way too much blood. But I can make it to this house. this... I can see the smouldering embers of a fire. Someone has been here, but it doesn't matter. I need the heat. I need to stop the bleeding. I thrust my long knife into the fire and heat it red hot. And when it is hot, I push the blade, the flat of the blade, against my severed arm. Do I pass out from the pain? Or do I manage it? Anyone should answer. It's just too much pain. There's just too much. I lose consciousness. I awake. How long has it been? How long have I been unconscious for? Anyone should answer. I awake, and I can see the sun above me. It has moved in the day. I think 4 hours. Not long, all considered. I can still smell. I can still smell my arm. But I guess the smell of roasted meat is better than an infection. I push myself up to a seated position. Has anything changed in my sleep? Or is this village the village I remember from when I ran in here? Is there a village? Was I hallucinating? Anyone should answer. What has changed? Quack should answer. I open my eyes and it's dark. But I don't think it's been that long. Maybe only 4 hours? It shouldn't be dark yet. I reach out around me with my one good arm, and I can feel walls on all sides. I reach up and there is a roof, but no doors. Not that I can see. No windows. How long do I have to wait before something happens? Anyone should answer. Suddenly, colours start to flash. Reds, oranges, yellows. And I feel heat. I feel heat and I look down and I'm on fire. I'm burning. I've always hated fire. Always. And one of my worst fears, I scream and scream as I'm burned alive. Do I awake from this nightmare? Anyone should answer. the walls begin to fade. And I see the forest. The forest of bones. And this village. And I look, it was all a nightmare. All of it. I look, my arm is still gone. So it wasn't only a nightmare. I sigh and push myself to my feet, but I have such little strength. I'm so weak. The blood loss and my injuries and the pain of my arm is too much. Can I make it to the City of Goals? Can I complete my pilgrimage? Anyone should answer. I struggle. I walk for days, stumbling through the forest, the jungle of bones. There are times where I hear horns behind me, and I turn, look, sure that I'm going to find the army, still looking for me. But it's not there. I turn, and I look, and I hear footsteps, and I see Alfred walking alongside me, and Hubert hanging from my arm, but they're dead. It can't be them. As I stumble, I see the trees part in front of me, and the King Alfred, that I had spurned so many years ago. He gestures and says, "Welcome, son, to the City of Girls." And I feel the smile break across my face. I'm here. I've made it. Only just. And it has been the hardest journey of my life. But I've made it. Do I succumb to my injuries? Anyone should answer. And Alfred turns to me, and he looks me in the eyes, and his face is split by the most horrendous smile. A smile not possible by a human, an unearthly smile, unnatural. And he says, "But you have not made it. You are already dead. You died in the camp, slain by those who hunted you." And the smile grows louder, splitting his face in two. He says, "I am the ungod of death. Welcome to my domain." And he reaches out, and he places his hand on my shoulder. and that is the end of our tale. We have died. We did not make it to the City of Girls. We passed away from our wounds, still within the jungle of bones. Thanks, guys. That was kind of cool. I don't know. I enjoyed that. What do you guys think? I'm interested. I'm curious to see what you guys thought. This is kind of obviously me getting used to it. So like my improv skills would get better, and I think I got better as kind of went on. It's kind of learning to give directing questions, which is the harder part of this. But it's something that like practice is really good at. Practice would be really helpful for us. That was fun. I really enjoyed that. It'd be more fun if Quack didn't get your characters killed. Okay, so the first of your characters. So I'll say this. So I said it in play, but my first question was, something warns me of an approaching danger. What warns me? Anyone should answer. So bats. 1,000 bats warned me of an oncoming danger. Then I asked what startled the bats, and you told me it was Alfred. So Alfred was the oncoming danger, and well, it made sense for Alfred to be the king, I thought. The king who I had scorned so many years hence. But yeah, Quack did get Hubert killed. No one else can claim that. Quack definitely got Hubert killed. So I'm sorry for the death of Hubert. The talking bat. That was fun. I enjoyed that. It was different. It was different, which I thought was kind of cool. If I was to do this again sometime, so I can't do it now because unfortunately I need to sleep. But if I was to ever do this again, would you guys be interested in that? Would you guys come and attend and get Sarah's beloved characters killed? Nuvo Paladin, thanks for the follow. I missed that. I'm sorry. Awesome. Cool. Well, maybe it'll be. This is kind of cool because it would be a really good thing if I have like a couple of hours free, like an hour, 2 hours, whatever. We can jump in and we can do a run through or 2 or 3 run throughs of a couple of different mix up of the Sundered lands. And the cool thing about it is that it can be so different every time we play, right? We'll be in a completely different thing, different people will be hunting us, and it all starts kind of the same way, but the twists and turns are kind of entirely up to you guys. That story could have gone very differently based on your answers, which is, I think, really cool. So I'm gonna get some sleep because it's getting late. I hope you guys have enjoyed tonight's stream. We did Dragon Age at the start. We did a whole bunch of Dragon Age. We played through a fair amount of that and got to Skyhold, and then we tried out the Sundered lands, which I think went pretty well. I was pretty happy with that, I think. Remember, guys, if you haven't already, following is the quickest and easiest way to keep up to date with the stream. If you want to be involved in more Sundered lands, that is the way to go about it. We do also have the Discord and my YouTubes, which basically the Lord of the Die ones. I'm gonna take what we just did in the Sunderlands and I'm going to cut it up into like a 40-minute block, which is probably roughly about how long that was, 30-40 minutes, and I'm gonna post that as just like a little once-off little video on Lord of the Dice. So if you want to go rewatch what we just did, and relive the death of poor Hubert, you can go there, or Small Time Gamer, which is the bottom one, is for video games and streams and stuff. I'll be putting more content up there soon. This is my first stream back. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I look forward to doing more. You guys have been awesome. I really appreciate your company throughout my first stream back, throughout the first stream in the new house. I wasn't sure how well that was going to go, but it seemed okay. I mean, we dropped a few frames, but like dropping 1,428 for like 100,000 encoded or something like that, not a bad ratio, I think. So I think this will work. I think we can continue to stream. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. And until then, peace.